inbreeding. That's what we call siblings, parents. See, as in their siblings and the parents. See, don't allow them to inbreed. The reason why you don't get into those cocks. Remember, we're talking about 20 females with the one cock you brought. The first time they lay eggs and the second time they lay eggs and hatch. That is the time you have to remove their father, the cock, or the one cock, and now restart again. 20 female minimum, as in 20 female minimum. That how to start poultry farming with limited resources. When we talk of limited resources, as in that you have the resources but they are not enough. So what are the main things while starting? The main things while starting is the shelter, what we call a chicken coop, but you can easily take shortcuts. As I always tell you, that you are not going to spend lots of money on building the coop, on building the chicken house. The money we need them in getting good chicks. For example, when it comes to local poultry, indigenous birds, there are so many shortcuts. But if you are a starter and you are looking at in the kind of business, I would advise you to start with 20 female minimum, as in 20 female minimum. That is if you are going to hatch your eggs, as in that you can say that I'm starting from 0. You can go to many hatcheries here we have so many hatcheries, but make sure that where you are going they are specifying in local. Some suppliers, they are giving you broilers instead of local when they are saying they are locals. Make sure that wherever you go you are going to get locals. For me, how I started with 20 females, but for you, I want to start with 20 females with one cock, or luster we call it. As the male, it should be 1 in 20. So allow them to lay eggs and hatch them in the first place. When we talk of local, there is this chicken which is moving around, loitering around in your compound. That's what I'm talking about. Go and buy it. Go and buy your 20. Bring them at your farm or at your home. Get a minimum house where they can feel comfortable. Make sure that you leave them in the house, in the coop. Don't let them to loiter around, because you are going to train them as if you are training the layers, as if you are training the broilers. And remember, the broilers and the layers, they don't go out every day and look for their own food. So that's what you are going to do. So let them first lay and hatch the first time and the second time. So after that, after they reach a size of laying eggs, sell off their father and bring in the new cocoa. Never allow any breeding. When we call any breeding, that's what we call siblings, parents. See, as in their siblings and the parents. See, don't allow them to inbreed. The reason why you don't get into those cocks. Remember, we're talking about 20 females with the one cock you brought. The first time they lay eggs and the second time they lay eggs and hatch. That is the time you have to remove their father, the cock, or the one cock, and now restart again. Once you get like 100 laying birds, remember this chicken, that's the 100 female chickens, you are caging them, as you are putting them in the coop, whether it is a deep litter. I wouldn't advise you to keep them in a cage. It's a deep litter where they can roam around freely. Leave them there, as in be collecting eggs and let them hatch, as in divide the mothers and the chicks when they hatch. You can even leave one mother, if these 20 females, all of them, they as in like 10 can hatch at the same time. You can leave a mother, only one mother, to cater around those chicks, as well as you go and bring in the baby chicks to feed on that, then in the care of one mother. Hope you get what I tell you. Once you get like 100 laying birds, this is going to be a process. Remember, I started with 20 female birds. I would advise you to buy those ones who are starting laying. Start collecting eggs, let them hatch, and then let them lay eggs, and then let them hatch. After hatching, give the baby chicks to one mother. As in that very house, you can create small partitions where this baby mother is going to mother all those kids, and put in some fire for the warmth. You have to take the eggs not older than 7 days. Do you hear me? This, you have to take the eggs not older than 7 days if you want your eggs to be hatched. They have to be not older than 7 days. When I talk 7 days, don't say that my egg is only making, as in 8 hours, it will be making an 8th day. I expect you to a minimum to be 5. Don't over risk that not older than 5 days. That means you are giving yourself time of 2 days taking the eggs to the hatchery. So I would advise you that if you get 100 eggs which are not older than 7 days, take them to the hatchery. Let them hatch. Start again, restart. You keep on starting again. That means you will also keep on building a new coop, as well as you expand. As in, the more you expand, the more we expect you to expand. Here, remember, we had limited resources, but we keep on getting from different sources. For example, here, if you are concentrating, you would say that no, this time things are not easy. I'm selling one day old chicks. Or you can say, no, things are not easy. I'm selling my 1 month old chicks. Or you can say all the chickens in order to multiply. Lastly, keep your birds in closed clean pen house or in closed chicken coop with limited water and food for quicker growth. Don't allow them to free range. I always tell you that for my sake, I do semi-free range system. I make sure that every day my birds go out, but on an enclosed area. As the area is enclosed, nobody is allowed to enter into that. They are allowed to go and look for to relax, to sunbathing, not to look for the food. In that way, make sure that the food is there. Don't let them to free range, as in to look for their own food. No. Make sure that they have eaten it. Make sure that they are in the enclosed area. And lastly, follow the layers chart for food, prevention, and immunization. All the best in your business. Don't forget to immunize. Well, when it comes to local chicken, we have so many shortcuts. But while when you were a starter, I wouldn't advise you to take those shortcuts. Here we have so many herbal medicines. We have so many medicinal plants in a weekly basis. Make sure that you cook for those, as in be creative. What I use here may not work for you, but as in you will learn when you are in the business. All the best in your business. In case of any questions, may you please put down in the comment section. Love you, and don't forget to subscribe. Happy farming as well as gardening. See you again in the next video.